Hello and welcome to the Dominion Daily for June 26th, 2025. We've got a very plunder-looking kingdom. There should be other cards in it, though. Oh, there's a Rising Sun card. I spotted it. One whole Rising Sun card. Incredible. That's literally the only thing that isn't from plunder. What the heck? All right, so we've got rope, cage, and pickaxe for trashing. We've got siren and I guess root cellar and figurine for draw. Maybe root cellar could be okay here with enough loot. Like you can potentially have that pay for itself, right? If you play a root cellar, you draw a couple loots, you are getting net money. Siren is cursed, which is exciting. I don't see any siren tricks, other than I guess if you get insignia from loot, which there are a lot of sources of loot, but you're still not particularly likely to get an insignia. Yeah, I don't see anything. So I'm probably going to want to open with a rope, and then could just be a silver, I guess. But that's kind of awkward. We would like to get a siren, but we won't have an action. I guess we could take a root cellar. Bot has a 5/2. I assume it'll open pickaxe, which is fine, but maybe not actually that good. Yeah, let's take a root cellar and try to get a siren, I think. Okay, well, we can take another one and then try to turn that into a siren too. We do have 4 here. It would be nice to get another rope, but I'm going to take the siren while I have the opportunity. I guess let's see what we get first. Okay, so they just let the siren go. All right, we've got 5. I think we can go ahead and take a pickaxe, probably. Yeah, I think so. Well, they got a hammer. That's a good one. All right, this is play siren, sextant, discard a whole mess of stuff, buy another siren. A sword? Okay. And that is a lot of treasures. We could leave one of these things on top for our rope. I think that's probably worth it. All right. Like another rope. In general, I would rather be pickaxing, like, if we're gonna buy 3 costs in order to gain loots, I'd rather be pickaxing silvers than buying more sirens that come with curses, especially because I want to give the bot curses, so I don't want to do that. What will we do? Other 7 coins. Like, we could go ahead and take... Well, we could take 2 ropes and a root cellar, and then potentially we pickaxe the root cellar, or potentially we just take, like, a... I mean, I guess we could also just go rope, silver. The root cellar is probably a little bit better in that we can play it if we want to, though. And probably get more value than we get out of a silver. Yeah, let's go with that. But if we don't end up needing it, we can pickaxe it. It feels like the bot was like, oh yeah, Siren, I want Siren, and like it's cursed, so I want the curse card, but it didn't sort of like put together, so because it's gotten exactly 2 Sirens, let them get trashed, and now it isn't continuing to buy them. I don't know, it's weird. It's definitely strange. Okay, I guess we'll take another root cellar. Man, that hammer. So good. Okay, so do we want to play the root cellar, or do we want to pickaxe it? We don't have a pickaxe in hand, so we're going to play it. Makes sense, right? Alright, so we're going to put 2 ropes into play. I think... I mean, ideally we would trash this estate. So we could just chuck everything. Also, we do want to find the Siren that's coming out of play. I think we're just going to pitch everything. Okay. Which was... Yeah, so I wouldn't mind getting 1 more rope. Having a pair of ropes per turn. And then... That leaves us with 5. Pendant is actually pretty good here. We've got a bunch of loot. We got the duration ropes. We still got coppers around. We got the pickaxe. It's just a good amount of money. It's also figurine to boost, and gondola to boost it even further if we want to do that. I think I'll get a pendant. We've got the 2 root cellars, so we're reasonably likely to be able to draw through. Alright, there goes an estate. And a copper. Alright, we still don't have a pickaxe in hand, so we're going to play this root cellar, and we still don't have... We have pickaxe, root cellar, and something down there. I don't think it's a copper. Is it another loot? Maybe. Well, I guess we're going to find out. It is a copper. Okay, shows what I know. Maybe we shouldn't discard the root cellar. I do want to trash copper, though. Just like if we'd seen that root cellar this turn, then we would have drawn everything, but... We also did trash a couple of cards, so... Being able to see these next turn would be nice. Yeah. Alright, 5 coin pendant. Not bad. Not bad. So... What now? There's only 2 curses and 2 ropes left, so piles are actually kind of low. So we could add like a silver, which we can either pickaxe or use to boost our pendant. I guess we could do the same thing with a gold, but that's a lot less efficient. I don't think we need to start greening just yet. I think we can get more halo density. We could add another pendant. We have lots of buys, so like we can make use of the money. We could take more ropes. At least one more, maybe. Rope pendant silver is not doing a great job of using up our money. I mean, I guess we could just take both of the ropes and... we could take 2 ropes and 2 silvers and just plan to pickaxe silver and not play the other rope if we just really want to have that duration balance. And then we have 1 silver for the pendant, and the other one gets turned into a loot, which also boosts the pendant. Boosts the pendant, ideally. Ideally. Yeah, sure, why not? Guess we are risking that we just fail to find our siren here. That would be sad. These flagships, I don't understand. Uh-oh. We did, in fact, fail to find our siren, and it is, in fact, sad. We also didn't find the pendant. Yeah, I should have left that root cellar on top. Jewels, alright. Well... we're not actually that far from an estate pile out, either. Maybe... maybe we take a province at this point. Root cellars are also like a little low. I think I want to take one more for this turn because we're not going to have the duration siren. We are going to have 3 draw from rope, but still. So we'll see all 8 of these cards. There'll be 2 root cellars in there, and then we have like all of this to draw through. So another root cellar would be good for that. Possibly 2 if we assume that the bot is not going to be capable of emptying root cellars and curses for a win, which seems extremely unlikely. We could go like double root cellar pendant or something like that. And then maybe we win the game the next turn by just emptying these things anyway. There's also like a world where we like play one of our sirens, then buy a gondola to play the other siren to give out both the curses if like the point situation makes that matter. Alternatively, we just take a province now. Which is less exciting, but safer on the off chance that they somehow have a way of doing something with their turn. There's 2 root cellars in the trash, so they don't have any root cellars. They don't have any sirens. Like, what can their deck even do? They don't have figurines. They have these flagships, but they have nothing to play with the flagships. It's very strange. I think their deck is basically just not capable of like anything notable, so I don't think we need to take province. Kind of tempted to take 3 root cellars, honestly. Like, they don't even have the ability to give me curses. Even if they were to empty the root cellars and the curses, they would just lose on points regardless. But like, the absolute best looking turn they could have would be, well, there's not, they haven't even taken that many loot, right? Like, I have a sword, a jewels, a sextant, I have a puzzle box and a hammer. So that's it. So they could like hammer for root cellar, play a puzzle box, a few ropes is like the best turn that they could have. I guess they could pickaxe something, maybe. Although I don't even know what they'd be pickaxing, like a flagship or something. Well, I don't know. Still feels like a little bit excessive to take another root cellar. But we could take that pendant. We could also take a figurine. Maybe that's actually better. Because then, if we do see both, well, we will see. No, we won't necessarily see both the sirens. We'll see one. If we see the other siren, we can discard it with figurine, and it will boost the pendant. So, yeah, sure. Why not? Hammer for another flagship. What? What are these flagships doing? I don't understand. Okay, so at this point, do we even trash this copper? Wait, hold on. Oh, it's too late. I was realizing, like, I don't think it actually matters. If we could have triggered a shuffle with the ropes, we would have wanted to bottom deck the duels after that, but I don't think we could have. Do we expect to win this turn? We need to get 4 root cellars and give out a curse and buy a curse, or give out 2 curses. There's no real reason we can't just buy the curse. So 12 coins and 5 buys because we have the siren. So we've already got 3 buys. We'll get a 4th buy from the jewels. We need to hit 12. Yeah, I don't think there's any reason to trash. All right. So right now, we definitely don't have enough. Pendant is worth 1, 2, 3, 4. So 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's nowhere close. So play the root cellars. We play this one too? I guess so. I haven't drawn the pickaxe. Now we didn't draw the figurine though. Sad. Figurine gives us a coin itself, and it gives our pennant a coin, but it costs us 3 coins to draw, but then whatever else is down there should be money anyway, so it's probably a break-even thing to draw it. Except, yeah. No, yeah, that's... I guess what we could do instead... Well, we have an extra thing to pickaxe anyway. Oh, there's a silver. No, so it's actually more money. Okay. And actually, maybe it's better to just pickaxe the siren than discard it with figurine. 12. So, this math. I guess we can play some of this stuff first and make it easier to to see where we are. Sword. Jewels. The sextant. We're not trashing this other copper. I don't know why I was holding on to that. The pendant is going to be worth... I guess we want to play the pickaxe. We kind of need to play it on the siren anyway, don't we? Yeah, okay. Fine. Alright, a pendant is pretty good. Wait. We do not have the buys to win on estates. Yeah. Well, we can empty estates, but we can't empty that and curses. Sad. Well, I don't know what's going on here. This doesn't do anything. I think in general on this board, flagship is extremely superfluous. Like the only value, hypothetical value, would be like you can use it to get plus actions, but then like to play what exactly? Like what terminals are you looking to play? More flagships? Okay, like I mean, I guess you can like flagship a siren to give out a bunch of curses at once if that's, but in the time that it takes you to like build that up, you might as well just play your siren normally and give out curses that way. Yeah, and like using it to replay like Root Cellar, Cabin Boy just does not seem like a relevant thing to do. I mean, mostly you just don't need plus actions on this board. And if you did ever like oh, I drew 2 sirens and I want to play them for whatever reason, I just buy a gondola. But yeah, I think the bot did not thin as much as it should have. I think that's partially because I got more ropes than it, which is weird because the bot normally loves rope. And partially because I was giving it curses, and so it was trashing those instead of copper. Like it only had 4 curses. I took 2, so it trashed. No, I took 4 because I bought 3. I bought 1 at the end, right? So I took 3. The bot took 7, and it ended up with 4. So it trashed 3 curses, which, you know, could have been coppers instead. And like I still had some copper, right? So that's like, I mean, that's basically the difference in our copper trashing is the curses that it was trashing instead of the coppers. So yeah, which is why, you know, one of the reasons I think you do want siren here. I think you usually want siren, but specifically in this case, it's the combination of the cursing and the fact that it's good draw, like better draw than Root Cellar for sure, because it doesn't cost you 3 coins to play it. And the start of turn draw is really nice. It also helps your ropes find stuff to trash. So yeah, I think I like that better than the play of just taking the sirens and letting them trash themselves so that you can get a loot and a curse. I'd like that. That can work out. Like cursed is a surprisingly effective trait, like considering that you gain curses and curses are bad, but I haven't actually thought before about like how much would you want to do, like in general, how much would you want to click on a cursed pile where like the thing that you were clicking on just like doesn't show up or like disappears or something along those lines. Like it does come up with, you know, it's like, oh, you cursed harbinger or cursed vagrant or something like that. But usually, even in that situation, there's like some other factor on the board of like, okay, I either do or do not want all these harbingers or vagrants, and that like tilts things in a particular direction. Here, like literally, the siren would not enter your deck if you don't have an action to trash. So you can you like use it as like a $3 event to gain a curse and a loot. And I don't think that's very good on this board. It might be good on some boards, but there's other ways to get loot. Curses are bad, so yeah, I would rather just actually have this iron. Anyway, well, there you have it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.